Hello, welcome back to In Depth. This is going to be a guide for the category Skull Protector for the level Cairo Station. If you haven't already watched the basics video, I go over the rules, basic information about the skull, tricks, and a lot of routing things regarding the category. So I highly recommend that you watch that before you watch the rest of these videos. As for Cairo Station, one thing I gotta know is that I'll be going over the level in terms of not doing tram skip. There's not a lot of people who know how to do tram skip, let alone do it in their runs, but this is in regards to no tram skip. There's only a few spots that I know of where tram skip would change the route a lot in regards to Skull Protector, which is it's going to be pre-space 1, drone room, and bomb room. And I don't think those areas would be any different since you got to kill the Marines to survive. You just drop the skull, I imagine, and then just continue with the route that I will be showcasing for Cairo Station. But other than that, let's get to it. So just like 100%, before getting the Thunderstorm skull, you can get a checkpoint before getting it. So all you need to do is kill the elites in this area, wait a little bit, you should get a checkpoint almost every single time. You either get in here, or I think it's most likely you get it when you get into this area. Just the one thing to know when you're trying to get a checkpoint, this area over here will get loaded once you pass this area. So just don't go into this area until you're ready to get over here. Make sure to jump on this barricade. And then there's two ways you can go about this. You can either go up here to get the skull, which is going to be behind this box, and click it that way. Or you could do a faster way. You crouch under the ceiling and press X, and you should be able to get the skull that way. So after skull pickup, there's two strats you can go for. If you're not comfortable with the sword fly, this is an easier strat you can go for. Just walk over here, shoot the grunt. The other grunt will get on the turret. You can just punch him, and then continue to level on this way. Make sure to also crouch jump when you're going into that window. But this is also the first opportunity you can get for the skull fly, as shown in the Skull Protector basics video. What you want to do is place the skull fairly far away from you. Then no crouching, just land yourself on the back of this wall. And then do your skull fly, make sure to let go of right trigger so you don't let go of the skull. But when you get past, I'd say around this little barrier here, is when you want to let go of the skull. Because we're going to want to fling the skull into that area. And the skull can bounce around in that area, and it'll be in a random spot almost every single time. If you do it like too late though, and you like hit the wall as you're supposed to, and then let go of it, the skull will probably bounce in the bottom area over here. But do your skull fly. And then we're going to want to crouch. And after the fling, so you can get a cancel off this guy. I usually also like to back up on the wall so I can get a lot more distance going into this area. I'll do it again because I did do that a little weirdly. Crouch, fling the skull. And I'm bad at the video game. Crouch. There we go. Kill the grunts, grab the skull, reload if you want. There's another opportunity to reload after this section. So once you get out of the grunt area here, you can crouch here, wait for a checkpoint. This checkpoint will usually happen if you kill the grunts over there. Sometimes it doesn't appear if you don't. But there's a few ways you can do this area. It's kind of variable, and you kind of need to like read it as you go. If you're really comfortable with skull cancels or just melee canceling in general, it will help here, as well as using the sword to make sure the grunts don't shoot at you. That's also a very good technique for this area, but we're kind of gonna go like an easy route. Kind of make sure that like get like a back smack up of those guys. Okay, yeah, it can be real rough if you're trying to go that way. So you can do a cancel that way. They get like weird animations sometimes. I guess he was paying attention to the Marine. But one thing to note is that If you kill all the enemies in this area, there is another set of spawns that will spawn here. If you get that set, what I like to do is to head glitch, because sometimes you can even just get it because the Marines kill everything. But yeah, you can head glitch here. You can head glitch in the boxes over here, and then continue on the way this way. You can do a combination of canceling, punching, letting your sword out so they melee you and repicking up the skull. It is very you gotta just read the room as you go through this area. Something that does help is doing a skull flight in this area, and the way I like to do it is I put my skull here, and then I just stay back here because if you get any closer to that area, they'll most likely shoot you. But you also gotta do it really quickly. You also do a cancel there. Bring out your sword so they stop shooting at you, hopefully. You can get a really good one, bring all the way your momentum here, but it's just something that needs like a lot of practice in. This is where the fling can be useful. This is also a really optimal spawn. So you can fling the skull like that. Just so you can get a better control of the situation. So for space 1 here, there's 6 separate spawns you can get with the ranger elites above. Something you want to know about those is that depending on how you do the situation, they can get alerted. Fighting the 2 ranger elites in this area is ideal, and making sure that the elites fly where they're supposed to go to, using your radar and the audio cues, making sure they're up there first before you start moving. To set up the skull fly is really ideal. For this area here, you're gonna want to have your sword in your primary here, and you want to fling it up, and then if you can kill the ranger elites like this. You can hear that the ranger elite up there stopped moving. Something I do want to note is that if you somehow go down here without the skull, you can pick up the skull through the floor like this, if you know where it is. This can happen if you like lunge towards the elite and you fly like into this area here, like using your momentum to go through it. You can also go through the you can get up here through the box. This guy noticed me though, so that's bad. Let's do it again. Oh, just like that, actually. Luckily, I can go back up there with the lunge. But anyway, you're gonna want to switch to your BR here, and you're gonna want to go up through this area. You can probably walk through this area, but it's very risky, and I highly recommend doing the skull fly through this area. So this guy noticed me because I wasn't going to this area correctly. But in this case, if this does happen, if he starts shooting at you like this, back up, because he will stop shooting at you. But you could do a grenade jump up here if that happens, or you get the rare and elusive spawn that spawns down there. You can just do a grenade jump like this. I like using my plasma tears because I like using my frags. And then have your BR ready here. You can also reload by jumping up and reloading just like that. If you get a mid-air stop as well, going off of this guy, because it's very common when doing this skull fly in particular, you can do a grenade jump right there, going up here like here. And it will despawn the elites coming from over here. And you would just drop down, crouch, and then go to this area just like that. But we're going to be going over the 5 sets of spawns you can get and how you want to line yourself up. So you got to know what spawns you're getting in space 1. So here's the first spawn. It's going to be this set right here. And for this one, I like going over here, setting up my skull like this. And depending if you do it incorrectly, there's an elastic barrier that you can go on that like flings you here. I think for this one in particular, you actually want to use that to get on over there. Yeah, like that. In that case, I died. That's cool. I've never seen that before. For this specific skull fly, you want to jump immediately as soon as you can. I'll actually show what happens if you don't do that. You're gonna get a mid-air stop like this, and just like I said before, if this happens, for one kill the elite. You could do a grenade jump up here.
Boarders have breached the fire control center. They have a bomb.
This set will still spawn if you go through that area, but you can just head glitch in the wall and go down there. So let's go ahead and try it again. And you can land on the little circle thing there, or where I did. We're gonna go over spawn 2 now. This is spawn 2. This is the most optimal spawn you can get. Like, you don't really need to think about where you put your skull there, as long as it's around that general trajectory over here. For spawn 3, you kind of get this one. Sometimes I know specifically for this one, since he's kind of like facing in your direction here, he might see you, so you do be careful with that. But it's like that one. You just kind of have to like face him more to the left over here, because sometimes you hit this wall, but that's okay. Same thing. Let's go spawn 4. For this one in particular, for the next two, we're gonna be going over the wall, because if you try to do it like that, you hit the elastic barrier and go right there, which actually might be faster. I'm not too sure, but for this one, I like to play it safe, and I like to go above the wall. Oh, I actually hit the elastic barrier there in that case. But yeah, you would just crouch going down here. And for spawn 5, it's kind of the same thing. It's more in this area, but it's a little easier. You won't hit the elastic barrier, but you get a little farther distance going in that area. But for any of the skull flies in space 1, you want to switch to your BR. As soon as you can do it up here if you get this spawn, or you can do it here. Drop it like that and switch to your BR. For drone room here, there's 2 strats you can go for. There's a safe strat and a harder strat. I'd recommend doing the hard strat, but if you're not comfortable with your flies, especially your skull flies, doing them immediately, doing the safe strat is going to be a little easier. So for the safe strat, you're going to want to have your frag selected. You're going to want to drop your skull over here, do 1 grenade to get like around 2 to 3, not over the quota where the door opens.
Registering all hostile vessels.
Get to the bomb. Double carriers busy. Cortana, prioritize.
Okay, so we got rid of some. We're going to drop down here, do a slide jump. And we're going to swap to our plasmas. We're going to head glitch here. And we got a checkpoint. Good. We're going to put our skull over here, and then we're going to start shooting the drones to get our quota. And that did get our quota, so now we're going to be ideally using our plasmas to stick the elites. Sometimes we can get unlucky like that, but that's okay. I think I had my quota a little... Yeah, I think it's just that one. Oh my god, I got an ultra. Yeah, you gotta, when doing that strat, you gotta really read how you want to deal with the situation. Ideally, you want to throw 2 plasmas and then throw some frags in there. But since I got an ultra, I had to deal with him. But luckily, I killed everyone in here. Let's do it again, just without the without the ultra. Yeah, frags. Alright, so that was a better example of how you want to approach that section using the safe strat. I'd only recommend it if you're not really comfortable doing the skull flies, but we're going to do the skull flies next. It's pretty much the same thing. If you're familiar with the right side strat for normal legendary, you can probably get your drone quota like early and then do your skull fly almost immediately, because the door will be like opening immediately. But I highly recommend that you do pretty much the same thing I did there, except we're going to get our checkpoint a little later. So we're going to be on frags.
Get to the bomb. Double time. Cortana, prioritize target.
And we're gonna kill some drones, but we're gonna go ahead and slide over here. We're gonna go ahead and head glitch on the box here, and we're still gonna be on frags. We get a checkpoint, and we're gonna want to place our skull right here. And we're gonna have our frag selected because we're gonna fling the skull once we do the skull fly, and we're gonna throw a frag to get rid of the grunts that show up. So we're gonna go ahead and kill any of the drones here. We're gonna lure these guys here to this side, and then we're gonna skull fly. Oh my god! Wait. Okay, that was a very. Okay, that could have worked. That's actually hilarious that it just happened. Ideally, you do the skull fly almost immediately. So let's try that again with the frag strat. So that's ideally how you want to do it. Skull gets set in here. There could be a group of grunts near the door as well. That's why you want to throw the frag. I've thought about using plasmas, but if you throw a plasma on a grunt and it goes into the elevator room, that's a bad idea. So use the frags. That's a good idea. And also in my case, there was a grunt in there, so just shoot him. So going to bomb room. If you're familiar with the legendary route, this is the one area throughout the base legendary run where we do a pickup fly going into bomb room. We can do that pickup fly, but that's the really hard strat. What we're most likely going to do is we're going to show first, which is the safe strat, where we go to the left side. It's like a pseudo version of the lasso route, if you're familiar with it. We just take a different route. So what we're going to do first is we're going to want to place our skull here, swatch plasmas, get a plasma, and throw a distraction nade. The skull will go outside of the elevator. And that grenade should distract the ranger elites in this area. While going to this area, there's a chance we can get a checkpoint. So what I like to do is there's going to be this little wall here.
The first carrier completely ignored us, sir.
If we don't get it, that's okay. What I also like to do is I drop the skull and throw a plasma over there to distract the elites. I think those elites saw me, so we'll see if this works. This little arm for the mag cannon, or this, I don't know what it's called. The little platform that's going up and down for the mag cannon. I'm unsure if it's on a global cycle or not, but you will either lose or save time depending on how you get to this section and if it's like in a good cycle. But if it's on a good cycle, just wait for it. For this jump that you're gonna want to do is you want to crouch jump, and you want to always jump on the platform when it's going up, because there's a chance, in fact I'll show it, that you can go through it. Like that. You would actually die to that. I'm surprised I even survived that. But yeah, you're gonna want to crouch on it and then jump all the way through up until like this point here. Head glitch. Something I forgot to mention is that you want to be on your sword here, so that when you get to the next area, you can use your sword to kill the ranger elites here. There's a chance that when you're going up this, that you get stuck. Not like that. You can just walk off like that. But there's a chance where you can get stuck, and if there's ranger elites over here, you can do a sword fly, drop the skull, and then sword fly to the ranger elites. But in my case, it was kind of almost like that. If they're distracted like this, you could just walk into the door, just like this. But if they're not, you would use your sword here. In that case, he was flying, so he wasn't gonna melee me. But depending on how the ranger elites are in this area, you kind of want to play as you read it, you know. But in that case that I had, I could have just sneaked through. Going into bomb room. You're gonna want to have frag selected, and there's gonna be a BR on the left side where we're gonna drop our sword. So it's just like pretty much normal bomb room, with the fact that you just need to pick up the BR on the left side. We're gonna drop the sword on the left side. Depending on what happens in bomb room, using that sword is actually really useful. But we're gonna play this like as normal bomb room, and we're gonna drop our skull right there. In this case, we blew it up that way. And throughout the bomb room fight, we're gonna want to save at least one elite before we kill it, before we kill him. And that's because, in regards to the rules, for every single level from this point onwards, as I said in the rules, we want to have the skull on the ending white flash. And how the bomb room cutscene works is that once the last elite is dead, when you get near the bomb, the cutscene will play. But if you're not anywhere near it, the bomb room cutscene will get delayed. I think it will always play after the last elite is dead, but it's like usually delayed if you're not near the bomb. But we're gonna go ahead and swap to our BR here, and then we just play bomb room normally. So I think like I'm on like one elite left. Go ahead and put the skull that way. Oh, I'm probably dead. Oof. There's 2 elites over there. Yeah, now there's 1. And this guy's hiding behind here, so I'm gonna go ahead and just sneak up on him. Punch him to death. Just like that. So I believe that was the last elite. So I'm not gonna be anywhere near the bomb here, and you're gonna see that the cutscene's gonna be like really delayed. I feel like it was actually early there, but if I was near the bomb at all, it would have played instantly. It does give you enough time for you to pick up the skull. In regards to going without the plasma pistol, this is going to be a really hard strat, and I want to say there's maybe there's like a really insane strat where you can pick up a plasma pistol going into bomb room and the skull at the same time, but that's like that doesn't seem possible because the range of the skull pickup is really big. So if you really want to do like the harder strats for some reason, there's 2 strats you can go for. A less harder version is using the plasma rifle that's located like near the entrance of the elevator. It's actually not that bad to use on bomb room, and I'm maybe done optimally. I'm unsure if it's faster than walking and then using the plasma pistol strat in bomb room. But of course, you can do sword strats. Sword strats are, you know, they're always going to be faster. If you want to do the strats, the skull fly here is pretty much the same thing as the PP fly. You're going to want to drop the skull. No juggling here. Distraction nade. Ugh. Not that hard. If you're good at the PP fly, you should be good on that. So I'll attempt to do both strats, but it's gonna be really hard. So we'll do the plasma rifle strat first. Something I like to do here for this guy in particular, since he's always gonna be a blue elite, kill him with the BR. You want to have a lot of Oh right, I was supposed to keep a lot of plasmas for this. You can see they did strip out his shields quite a bit. I do kind of like the fight with the plasma rifle, but it's hard. It's really hard to do. It feels like it's more like skill intensive since you actually have to like bob and weave and shit, though it's really hard. And I don't recommend like learning it, but like I do recommend at least doing it once. I've done it before, but it's really hard. Of course we could try the sword strats. Oh my god! Sword strats are easier. Oh, my skull! I had a pretty good set there for sword strats. Anyway. That's gonna be it for the first guide for Cairo Station. Next guide is gonna be on outskirts and Metropolis together because they kind of interlink with each other in terms of the skull carryover. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was very informational, and I'll see you in the next one.